Can we start now, or is it going to take some more time?
Yes, so we're just waiting for the participants to turn their cameras on. We'll just start. Also, to the participants, if you do not turn your cameras on, points will be deducted. So please do it as soon as possible so we can begin.
We are already late by 15 minutes, so let's try and
All right, so we'll
start
just.
very quickly. Yeah.
So, a very warm good morning to one and all present here. I, Tanishka Jamnani, am an associate member of the entrepreneurship cell of Aryabhatta College, and it's my absolute pleasure to cordially welcome you all to the High Table, an inter-college boardroom discussion.
The high table is more than just a competition. It's a dynamic and highly interactive platform designed to challenge and showcase the crucial problem solving and critical thinking skills demanded in today's first fast paced business world, all through an engaging boardroom simulation.
To amplify the excitement and share this valuable experience, we're thrilled to be live streaming today's competition. You can catch the broadcast live via YouTube via the official channel ESL Aryabhat. Feel free to share the link with your friends and colleagues.
Now, it is my distinct honor to introduce our esteemed judges for today, individuals whose expertise and experience promise to elevate our discussion. First, let us welcome Mr. Avinash Mishra, an alumni, IIM alumni, a seasoned strategist, result-driven business architect, and Power BI expert. He has a proven track record of enhancing training initiatives. Joining him is Mr. Ashish Srivastava, as the visionary founder of V Labs and a passionate entrepreneur. Mr. Srivastava brings a remarkable flair for innovation and a keen eye for impactful, forward-thinking ideas. We are incredibly grateful to both Mr. Mishra and Mr. Srivastava for dedicating their time to guide and evaluate our participants today.
The response from teams across India has been truly overwhelming. It's fantastic to see such enthusiasm for strategic thinking. I would like to personally welcome all the brilliant teams joining us today.
Representing their respective institutions, we have uh, from SSCBS, Priyanshu Kumar, Harshit Kumar, and Shivam. From Symbiosis, Atisha Jain, Nehal, and Sohani. And representing our home institution, Aryabhatta College, we have Yuvika, Tawfiq, and Karan.
Welcome, teams. We're excited to witness your strategic prowess today. Now, to ensure a structured and fair discussion, let's quickly go over the rules of engagement.
Each team comprises three members embodying top level management roles: Chief Operating Officer (COO), Chief Human Resource Officer (CHRO), and Chief Financial Officer (CFO). Each team must investigate and present solutions for distinct problem sets corresponding to operations, HR, and finance. Crucially, each C-suite member engages primarily within their domain. For instance, only the CFOs present and debate the financial cases. Only CHRO tackle the strategic HR aspects, and only the COO address operational challenges across teams. You are expected to constructively counter or support solutions proposed by your counterparts in other teams within your designated role. The time limit for each pitch is 5 minutes, followed by cross questionings by the judges. If any time wishes to put up a question, may do so after the cross questioning by the judges. The time limit for the same will be 3 minutes. Once again, each C-suite member engages primarily within their domain.
Adherence to these rules is vital. Non-compliance will unfortunately result in points deduction. The goal is collaborative resolution. Board members should actively discuss, debate, agree, disagree, and modify proposals to reach a mutually acceptable conclusion for each problem set. All the conclusions of the simulation, the judges will recognize the outstanding performance by awarding the titles of the best CFO, best COO, and the best CHRO. Please remember the judge's decision following their deliberation will be final. So the stage is set, the roles are defined, and the challenges await. Let the strategic discussions commence. Let us begin with the meeting.
We will first begin with the CEOs, followed by CFOs, then CHROs. The first team to go will be SSCBS, then Symbiosis, and then Aryabhatta. Let the boardroom battle begin.
Uh, Hi guys, can we go second because like there was a problem.
We were informed
All
that we'll
right.
be presenting on the second position. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so we can have SBSC first. So I would like to invite the Chief Operating Officer from SBSC to present their deck.
So before we start, do we have only three teams now? Because in the score sheet, I just see there are four teams, right? SBSC, Symbiosis, Aryabhatta, and SSCBS.
So we have four teams: Shaheed Bhagat Singh College, Shri Guru, SSCBS, Symbiosis, and Aryabhatta College. We have four teams.
Okay.
The team from SBSC, the Chief Operating Officer. Uh, all right. Is there any other team who would volunteer to go first? We'll wait for just one more minute, else I'll mute. All right. The team from College Aryabhatta will begin first, so we can have the Chief Operating Officer from Aryabhatta College.
Yeah, so can I go first, right? So, is there a timer that you show, or
Your voice is not that audible.
So, Tawfiq, I think you're asking for the timeline, right? It's 5 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, Tanishka, I think it's 5 minutes, right, for everybody to speak.
Yes,
yeah?
sir.
Yes.
So, am I audible first of all?
Yes.
Yeah. So, let's start, right?
Yeah, Tawfiq, you can
So,
start, bro.
yeah. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, respected board members and fellow colleagues. So, my name is Tawfiq Ahmed, and I am the Chief Operating Officer of Regal Thread. So, it's my privilege to share that informative course, that journey we begin at Regal Thread. So, when I studied the challenges we are facing, it's become clear that we need to start a fresh and thoughtful approach that honor the traditional equips for a digital and global future. So our operational turnaround will focus on three major pillars. First one is production and inventory management. Second is supply chain and logistic enhancement, and third is quality control and excellence. So we can go through one by one. So first we have rebuilding production and inventory management. So one major challenge that we face, that we are over dependence on a some. I am facing some network issue. Just a second. Yeah. So one major problem that we face, that over dependence on our aging artisan base. While their skills are extraordinary, but we realize that we also invest on young generation. So we have introduced a next gen weaver program, a structured initiative that identify their talent and train them young talents through workshop, appearances, and performance-based reward. So we are reviving the art of handloom and reviving the among youth. So they are interested in handloom making and all. So to further strengthen the production, we shifted from scattered individual wavering setup to community waving hub. So these are the safe space where artisans work side by side and access the better tool and collaborate with each other and cooperate under the light of supervision. So these kind of move ensure that it will work better consistency in our process, that faster production and speed up the easier way of monitoring. And another vital step that we are securing the material supply chain. So we have moved from fragmented, unreliable sourcing and built direct partnership with trusted cotton and silk dye supplier. So this is the only lock in better pricing, but it is also ensure that artisans have always access to the high quality material and avoiding costing delays. And for inventory, we are no longer relying on guesswork. So we are integrating with small digitally inventory management system to track raw material, monitor progress, and manage finishes good in real time. So this will help to minimize two major problem faced. First one is overstocking, and second is slow moving product and running out of popular design. And second, we are finding solution of modernizing our supply chain and logistic. So previously our logistic depend on outdated informal transport network, leading to high cost and delay and low cost of visibility. So to fix this, we have established partnership with specialized logistic provider who understand the rural and who understand the rural sourcing and urban deliveries. So to bring professionalism, we reliably focus on speed and operation. So we are also enhancing transparency in a way that speak in modern customer. So every customer will now featuring a QR code that customers scan the QR code and they know the whole journey of the product from farm to artisan to their hand. With this simple step, we can boost customer trust, supports our ethical brand promise, and create a powerful story around each and every fabric that we sell to the customer. And another often overlooked area that we don't notice that packaging and handling. So our method led to damage, increasing return and dissatisfaction. So today we are adopting sustainable and robust packaging solution, and we have trained our workers in careful handling practices. No, not only this will reduce the losses, but it also align with commitment and sustainability. And third, that we are focusing and we are providing the solution that elevating quality control and standard. So quality has always been a regal thread. Like quality is always associated with regal threads pride, but our process didn't reflect our consistency. So earlier we perform quality check control only at final stage, often catching defects too, but it takes too much time to rework and expensive, and it's also time consuming. So now we are introducing quality check system control. So quality is inspected at different point throughout the production, which help us catch small issues early. So it will reduce waste. It will maintain a high standard time and will without down artistry. So we have also developed a quality bible, a detailed set of quality benchmark that every viewer must be checked and follow, from color consistency to wave tightness
Five
to
minutes
thread
are
strength.
up. If the judges allow, you can proceed. There'll be negative marking.
Can I complete my goals? Like, I have one more conclusion.
Okay, quickly. Let's try and
Okay.
finish.
So we have developed a quality bible, a detailed quality benchmark that every viewers checkers must follow, from color consistency to wave tightness to strengthen to the thread strength. So every detail is now measured and monitored. So now, in short, we can say that we are nurturing our young artisan. We are building smarter production centers, and we are making supply chain transparent and efficient. And we are ensuring that our quality is world class every single time that we are produced. By doing this kind of stuff, we can say that we are not solving today's operational challenges, but we are also preparing legal thread for a vibrant and sustainable global future. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Tofik. Anybody have any questions? So, Tofik, I just want to understand one thing. So, most of your speech revolves around what you are trying to do. So, we have never heard how you are trying to do. So, basically, let's say you give the example of you are going to embrace the supply chain technology, modernize your capability. So, how you are going to do that? Do you have the capability to do that, or will you partner with someone? So, there was no focus on how you are going to implement those.
Could you repeat the question again?
So basically, my feedback is that most of your whatever the solutioning you are providing, Most of these was coming from the case study directly. It was like what you are trying to do, how you are trying to do was missing somewhere down the line. So we have never heard how you will implement the cap. Let's say you mentioned forecast overstocking. So you have to be better at the forecasting. So how you will do that forecasting? What are the ERP system you are going to implement? How you are going to track those things like inventory tracking? So you mentioned that from source to farm to consumer. So how you are going to do that? So it was missing completely.
So it's take like that's a really like good question. So uh, as I said that we put a QR code that the customer will know that how their product are making. So so we can say we can collaborate with the company who provide these kind of systems like. For example, we can provide a video that how a product made, like if they ordered a craft, so the company so we can provide them a video that how the product made. So this is the thing that we can build up trust with the customer, and we can
Okay,
like
thanks. So we will wait for the answer from the other team also, and then we can conclude how we can do that. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. So basically, Tawfiq, one thing that we may need to remember is that I don't know if you have already discussed with the CFO about what is the budget available for all the steps that you're looking to take, right? I mean, you can't take all the steps in isolation, right? So, what are your priorities? So, there must be a budget available, and what is your first immediate priority? Then, what is your next priority, and what is the next priority? Can you just say very quickly?
Okay, so for first priority that as I said that we need to focus on young talents to nurture their skill because that is very important like as an early stage. And after that we focus on customer build trust building that we all have seen that's the case that we have lost our trust and customer trust. So second we'll focus on that, and third we'll focus on the customer feedback for example we can use the mobile app or for the knowing the customer feedback that how they like the product or not and that kind of thing.
Harshit, if I'm speaking, you're on mute.
No, sir, I'm from the different team. I was talking to my roommate.
So, Tawfiq, you're from
Uh,
Aryabhatta, right?
Yes.
So, who's the next?
What?
Is there any other team who wants to cross question the participant? All right, so now we'll have Shaheed Bhagat Singh for the deck.
Am I audible?
yeah.
Okay. When you'll start the timer, could you just give me a wave, Tanishka? And once I think this will last for 5 minutes, right? Yeah. Could you give me
Yes,
another wave at 4?
sure.
Okay. I'll start in 3, 2, and 1. Good afternoon, everyone. The stitch scandal has revealed critical failures in our operation, resulting in a 45% sales drop, cancelled orders, potential lawsuits, and broken trust. Today, I present our comprehensive operation strategy that addresses not just what we'll do to solve these problems, but how we'll implement these solutions to transform Regal Threads into an industry leader in ethical textile production. So let's just get a brief overview over the operation crisis. The scandal has exposed 3 critical operation failures. First is the compromised material integrity with synthetic fibers and pure silk products. The second one is inadequate quality verification throughout our supply chain. And the third, which is the very major one, is disconnected production with proper oversight. These failures have alienated our artisans, customers, and retail partners, requiring both immediate intervention and systematic transformation. Now we'll be moving over the supply chain transformation transparency part. We need to
Pranav,
implement.
just to interrupt, if it is possible for you, you can turn your camera also.
I would really love to do that, sir, but unfortunately, due to some reason, my laptop, actually, my laptop has this button where you can block the camera, and it is broken, and I cannot really turn it on. If you
Oh,
want, I
okay.
can share
So
the proof
you
on the
can go
screen.
slow so that we can also digest the information that you are sharing. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll be focusing upon the supply chain transparency issue. We need to fix this problem. We need to implement an end-to-end material traceability system, and for that we need digital authentication system for every material batch, and followed by comprehensive testing protocol at multiple stages, customer-facing transparency about product composition, and to execute through technology and process redesign, we'll be deploying Hyperledger Fabric blockchain, creating immutable verification record, where we will be implementing it in three phases. The phase one will be only for premium silk products, which we will be implementing in 3 months time, because since the major offering which sets our brand apart is the premium silk one, and that is something which will enable us to restore our image. So that would be our priority. Second would be the all silk products, the multiple offerings which we have. Third would be the complete implementation for both the product lines, which will take up to 12 months of time. Additionally, we will be installing testing equipments at material reception points, NIR devices for rapid verification of fiber content, chemical testing labs at regional hubs. Followed by, we will be implementing a QR code linking customer to verified composition data, and where we will be those QR codes will contain of some of the essential information about the raw material. That would be the origin of the material and what's the sourcing date, followed by which artisan has made it, their identification, and what the previous testing which we have done, and what's the test result of this thing. And this will require approximately some amount of investment, which we have discussed with my CFO. We'll be briefing you further about this. The second thing which we'll be moving forward to is the inventory and supply chain problem. We will be creating an honest inventory classification and optimized distribution. For that, first, what we'll do in the beginning is we'll audit and reclassify all the existing inventory, because as mentioned in the problem statement, we have some amount of faulty inventory which has caused us this trouble. So we need to identify which is the faulty inventory where the mix-up has happened. So we'll identify that with an audit, and then we'll reclassify all the existing inventories. Then we'll redesign distribution network for efficiency and product integrity. For distribution, we will be going up to two dimensions. The existing product which we have, roughly 45% of inventory which is sitting there, we'll be trying to redistribute it in the market, where we will label it as an off-brand product, and something which will open us doors to the low segment market, because ultimately,
4 minutes.
yeah, ultimately the silk industry is something which is very premium. So there are multiple variants to that, and we will be focusing upon the lower side of the market, where we'll be distributing the mixed up product, and we'll be making sure that our inventory is cleared. And followed by, we'll be doing implementing a systematic evaluation and network redesign. We'll be conducting comprehensive inventory testing with third party verification, and establish 5 regional distribution center with specialized capability, where we will be making sure that all the inventories are RFID tag, and it is climate controlled, and specialized handling equipment for dedicated fibers are in place, so that the fiber doesn't really get damaged. Now we will be focusing upon the product modernization part. We need to, at this point, since the art is moving away, we need to balance the traditional craftsmanship with operational efficiency. We will be focusing upon redesigning product network, preserving critical handcraft elements, provide technology tools specially designed for artisans,
The
implementing
5 minutes
standardized.
are up. You may continue if the judges allow.
I just want to add a
30
couple of
seconds.
points, if possible.
Just finish in 30 seconds, please.
Okay, so we'll be moving towards a hub and spoke model, and where we will be empowering the artisan. Raw material preparation would be standardized, and then the dyeing facility and the environments would be controlled, where we will be implementing specific standards for the same. We'll be doing the R&D on it, and we'll make sure that a baseline is set, so that there is a very little room for errors. And we will be, to preserve the craft, we will be supporting the artisans by developing apps and protocols where they have some amount of decentralization, so that they can work upon
30
the fact
seconds.
that. Okay.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Thanks, Pranav. So you have shared a lot of insights. So first, Okay, Ashish, you want to go first? You can go.
No, no, you can go ahead.
Okay,
Avinash, yeah,
okay.
please go ahead.
So first, so there are few feedbacks. I will talk more about the bad works. So good works, you already know what you have done. Okay, so first thing first. So you have mentioned a lot of things. There were few jargons also, that we will do that, we will do that. Okay, so first of the thing is, we need to understand what is our short term goals and what is our long term goals. So you have mentioned 15 to 20 new things that you are going to do. So it is practically impossible in a real world scenario to achieve all these. So I will talk from my experience. If we have to implement one or two simple things also, it takes 5 to 6 months, even if we are working in an agile environment or any waterfall environment. So we have to ensure whatever the solution we are providing, and this applies for all the teams. So whatever the solutioning you are doing, you need to ensure that you are first providing the short term, then long term. You need to bifurcate the timelines, how you are going through that. Okay, otherwise we all know we have chat gpt, a lot of ai too. We can go, we can search, and we can find that all these things will work. So this is the one thing where you being a consultant will be hired to do so. Okay, the second thing, I think during your solutioning you mentioned more on the blockchain side. So I might be wrong, but as far as my knowledge, I think mostly internet of things, that is iot, is more used in the supply chain tracking rather than blockchain. Blockchain is mostly used in the finance industry. You can go, you can search. I might be wrong, so that's where I pointed it out that I might be wrong also. That was the second feedback. uh, and coming to the questions, so one of the questions that is coming to my mind, so you mentioned a lot about the digitalizations, building an app, and most of your suppliers or your employee are the veterans who have been working in the organization. I think Mr. Sharma was one of the employee who was working for the 25 years, and mostly your age group is also the same. So do you believe that all these digitalization, they will not resist and they will just go through the digitalization that you are doing? So what is your plan on that?
Yes, sir. Absolutely wonderful question. I did thought of it. It was supposed to be followed by a regional distribution. I was supposed to tell you further details about it, but short of time I couldn't. So what we'll be doing it, we will be trying to simplify the app for them. Firstly, we will be going the route where we'll have multiple languages. We were supposed to cover make that app in 8 different languages. Then we'll have sessions where we'll be explaining them how they can utilize it. And our goal here is to make sure that the new artisans, the new generation who's coming forward, they are the ones who are actually interested in the craft, and that is what
Okay,
we are
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Pranav. There will be a lot of things you're talking about, and again, you're talking a lot of things. All I think, maybe, I think if I may speak on behalf of Avinash also, is that just tell us what is the very first step you're going to do. Very first step you're going to do, because your company is right now is sinking. I mean, it has a lot of problems. You have to ensure that operationally it is at least able to survive for a few months. What is the very first step you are looking to do?
The very first step we are following is the supply chain transparency. We, as mentioned earlier, the premium silk segment, which sets us apart, which is the main distinction, and which makes the brings the brand value forward.
Okay.
That is something which we are targeting at. Then there is we are planning to implement the blockchain tech there first, so that the customers also can verify where the product is coming from, and they can have a clear track record which is public to everyone. So there is transparency, and that helps us sustain our brand.
Okay, we will talk to. We will be interested in understanding from your CFO how what is the budget plan for it and how it will work out. Okay,
Yeah,
so I
so
think
one
that's
more feedback, Pranav. This is not for Pranav only. So whenever we are developing any solution, you don't have to think from your head. Okay, so you have to think from the perspective of your. In this case, it will be your artisan. So he's going to use your app. So you have to start with the stakeholder. Who are your stakeholder? What they exactly want to be developed in the app, and then you can start your solutioning part. Okay, the first thing first, you need to understand what exactly your customers want, what exactly your stakeholders want. Okay, yeah, thanks Pranav.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Is there any team who would like to cross question, Pranav? All right. So next we have the team from SSCBS.
Hi, sir. I'm I'm Harshit, the CEO of the company. So basically, you guys already know what problems are. So I'll just highlight them by in quick points. So basically, the first thing I saw was that the problem was transparency also. Transparency. Then the second was economic demand. Basically, there was a mismatch in demand and supply of many products. And then we don't even know what kind of stocks do we have. Like there are like dead stocks, the fast moving stocks, and the slow stocks. So, and the fourth is like traceability and transparency in the supply chain. Like we don't know where the material is coming from. Like there is a inconsistency in the quality of the products and all. So I'll start the solution by categorizing them into a timeline, basically, just like you mentioned. So we'll start with the first very step, which will be the auditing. So we'll start auditing the inventory. We'll categorize the fast moving, slow moving, and dead stock. Then we'll identify the clearance plan for our slow stocks, because those slow stocks, I think that was like in more in supply. Then the second thing we'll do is we'll launch a smart inventory system, which will roll out a simple digital dashboard. We'll keep the daily track of the inventory and production and whatever it is being used. The third would be we'll set up artisans hub. Now I have to, of course, discuss this with the financial officer. That now what artisans hub are. Basically, we'll provide the artisans with the standardized loom, raw material, and that artisan hub will keep a track on all the daily progress and updates. Now, the third thing we'll do is we'll immediately partner with the supply chain companies like Delivery or Shiprocket, so that we can fix this unstandardized delivery system. Then we'll also do is we'll upgrade the packaging, and then because our employees are somewhat depressed because of the situation that has happened, and the artisans also. So we have to we have to boost their morals. So we have to focus on that also. Now these were like immediate fixes that we have to do. Then the second would be will the short term plan would be, which will start after the 3 months. It would be like we'll first expand the artisan hub, like scale those hubs to more regions. We'll we have to, of course, do it in a more efficient way. So we'll figure out where all the artisans places are placed, and then we'll figure out the most optimal place where we can build this artisan hub. Then there would be like we have to start with the quality control now, because like there has been 3 months already and we have performed a few things. Now we have to focus on the quality also. So we'll start with the pre-loom raw material inspection. So basically we'll identify if the loom is good quality or not. Then mid-loom weaving inspection, and then post-loom final quality audit. Then the third would be we'll introduce a pilot AI based cloth inspection. So basically, so that we could reduce the reliability of the humans. So of course, in this there will be a lot of costs that will be incurred. So I have to like again, the CFO will see this thing. Then we'll launch a Regal Young Weaver Academy. So there was a gap in the skills. So to fix that thing, we'll launch this academy. We'll start the training of the next gen weavers, and we'll provide them stipends and regular checkups and monitoring. Then there will be like we'll bring in the limited time sales, and like to clear the inventory. Let's say there was like more supply than demand, so we'll bring out sale so that we could clear up the inventory which was filled with already dead stock and all. Then our medium term transformation plans would be like we'll digitalize the whole supply chain so that there is more transparency and we could fully automate the whole process, the order tracking, raw material procurement, and payouts. Then we'll have to create a code of conduct in this supplier relation. So because previously we have like done some stuff that was unethical, so that to avoid that in future, we have to create this supplier code of ethics. Then the third would be annual artisan celebration event. So to like just to bring all the people together, the artisans, and to create a very familiar environment, we can do this annual artisan celebration event where we will celebrate the top performing artisans publicly and showcase them in our marketing campaigns and all. And we can even give them their personal branding. We'll showcase them. Then our second phase, AI-driven quality scaling, where we will go all into the AI. So that to decrease the reliability on the people that are a part of this whole process of this, like from making the product to supplying it, will reduce the dependency on people slowly. Now, our last, the final goal would be to get all these things into a more streamlined process, because right now I just suggested you some of the processes, but it is not like they will all happen in a very efficient manner. So we'll have to, keep auditing the things, keep auditing our inventory, and keep checking up on the people, like if the things are going right or not. So that would be from my side.
Yeah, Avinash, can go ahead, please.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thanks, Harshit.
Yeah.
It was well drafted. So you talk about partnering with delivery, or I think C Rocket or someone else.
Yeah.
So I was trying to understand, your company have delivery issue, because in the case study I have never heard that delivery is one of the issue. Okay, so there is a popular saying that first cut the fat, not the muscle. So you have to focus more on the actual problem. So I think you
Problems.
are creating a more problem for your company right now by partnering with the supply chain, because it is not an issue right now for your company. Okay.
Sir, but I think there were like inflating costs and all in delivery because there was no standardized delivery system. So for the same reason, I was thinking of like partnering with a certain company so that that company would standardize the whole process.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, and then you mentioned about the pilot AI based some sort of application. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that.
your whole company run on the legacy. Okay.
Hmm.
So do you think modernizing that long in that short point of time will help your company? Because right now you're more focused in regaining your legacy, regaining the trust. So I don't think at this point of time, employing these AI based application, employing Gen AI or something like that will help your company for right now. Okay. In the future, you can go on and do all this that. Okay. uh,
Sure, sir.
then the third thing I'm not sure about in this industry. So mostly what happen if we are selling any false products, uh, be in the manufacturing industry or life science industry, the first thing that the operations head or CEO will do will get back all those products, track those products, and get back all those products which has been delivered faulty. I know in this case, we are not sure from which date it is going, and tracking 3 years is very long. But this is a general feedback. If you are working in life science industry, because it's a matter of death and life, aeroplane industry, that is aviation industry, even a single faulty nuts and bolts, first you need to reconsider getting back all those things. Okay. And okay, that was just a general information for all the team, not for you only. The only question I have was, you mentioned that you are going to coming with the project timeline, short term, medium, or something like that. So, what are the KPI you are tracking to track that I'm fulfilling those project timelines or deadlines, and whatever the results, whatever the KPI I have in mind? So, how you are going about that, the KPIs?
So for the first KPI would be like we are reducing the dead stocks. Like basically there is a mismatch in the supply and demand. So the first KPI I would say is that how much difference is there and how much error we are getting till now. The second KPI will get is, so like I haven't thought of this thing, but there should be KPIs. Like the first one I get is like the difference between supply and demand. We have to reduce as minimum as it could be. The second would be like we have to like start tracking the products, like what kind of quality they are using. Like the looms I was talking about, there was inconsistency in the quality of looms used. So I think the exact KPI I don't know, but we have to figure out a way to that so that we could track this, the quality of looms is being used.
Okay, so
Yeah.
only feedback to all the team here. So whenever we are providing any solutions, this solutioning should come up with the proper KPIs. Okay, and it will not be a same KPI for all your solutioning. Okay, so like for your case, so you are mostly working to improve the quality. So the first KPI I can think of is right first time. So when we say right first time, whatever percentage of product that you are inspecting, how much percentage of those products are coming right, so the right quality, the right products, mixtures, whatever will be the industry standard for that particular industry that you are working in. So that can be one industry, inventory turnover, stock over. That will be few of the KPI. You can think it through. Okay, and thanks, over to you, Ashish.
Yeah, so I think uh, okay. One thing that I am, I've been looking to understand from each of you, and I was just hoping that you would talk about is, see, in any business, the biggest issue is that once your perception has gone down, like so in the market, broader market, if the perception is bad, you know, you have to take certain drastic steps to bring that perception back. Otherwise, once people have decided that okay, it's a junk company, it's a bad company, even if you change things internally, it is going to, it is not going to change anything. So, for example, recalling your faulty product, right? Of course, that has its own challenges, but recalling a faulty product could be such a drastic step, right? Like, okay, you say that, okay, all last 3 years, we know that, okay, last 3 years things are there. And then if somebody has, if somebody wants a refund or something like that, but they have a proper receipt and everything, we can. Things like that. I was thinking that from the operations perspective, it could be attempted because once you fix, so it's a leaking bucket, right? Your perception is a leaking bucket where, it has already become bad. Anyway, that is one thing. Now, another thing that I was wondering in your presentation was that at one side we are trying to so your company is sort of a sinking ship right now because it has bad reputation in the market. It is going down. It has bad inventory. It has finances problem and things like that. Now you have to when you are trying to save a sinking ship, you have to reduce its weight, right? So, somehow. What is it that you're going to cut? You are going to cut employees, or are you going to cut? What are you going to cut?
See, first of all, the first plan was to cut the cost of like the delivery. There in delivery, like there were high costs sometimes, and there were like in fluctuations, in a lot of fluctuations. So like that is why I said that we'll partner with some standardized delivery company. Then the second thing was like there was okay, the cutting was like in cost only, and the other is like the checking the quality of the material and all.
But remember, if you are cutting the cost, okay, so in terms of employees and all those things, are you going to look at that or no?
In terms of employees, no, I don't think that will reduce the labor force. But then, like let's
But,
say, even we would need more people to standardize this process because
but
we have.
don't you think that if you are going to put certain technologies in the system,
Mhm.
you will actually reduce less manpower? You will need less manpower.
There is a curve for this. Like so, initially, if we implement some technology, then we would need people to we'll need people to operate those systems. But then over time, if we standardize more processes, like if we start standardizing the manufacturing process, automating the manufacturing process, then in that case we will have to reduce the labor. But right now, in the initial 3 months, I'm not talking about the manufacturing. I'm talking about the actual traceability. Like we have to note down things like who is taking what kind of material, that all, yeah, recording all the stuff.
Sure.
So I think from employee perspective, what you can do, not you, so whoever is involved in that. So first you need to because you have been hired new as a CEO, so you don't understand whether. So most of the time, company do over hiring also. Okay, so you need to ensure whether your company, your operation head had done over hiring in the past. You need to understand if there is any redundant workforce that can be removed, and removing those workforce do not have any impact on your productivity, and those people can be provided 3 month notice period or something like that, and it will not hamper your brand building also, and at the same time you will cut some sort of cost. That is the first level of operation cost you will do. Okay, and second thing, I think mostly related to the HR part, is the freezing the hiring at this point of time.
Sure, sir. Good.
If
So,
any team has any questions, may ask.
so to our judges, I have sent a Google sheet in which you can place your scores as well.
Yeah, so we will do that. Yeah, let's go through the other. Any other team left for operations or?
Yes, sir. So Symbiosis could not join last minute due to some reason. So we have a backup team who's interested. So I would now like to call upon Mayank to present his speech.
Which team it is? Which college?
Saturday College.
Okay, that is the safety stock in our case.
Good afternoon to everyone present here and the esteemed board members. When we were given this case study of Regal Threads, so the operational challenges were not like singular, they were clumped onto each other, like also the umbrella problem that we were given. So, the let me
Mayank,
be
could you
clear.
come on the camera, please?
सर मेरे पीजी में क्लीनिंग चल रही है एक्चुअली सो इट वोंट बी पॉसिबल
Go
ओके
ahead.
सो the first of all Regal Threads is not broken like beyond repair. It is like after like centuries of work, we have also been given the case that there's a 25 person who has been working in the field for 25 years. So this is not like a new case startup or something, but it has been going on from a very long time. So the first work that we should do from our side should be identifying the root cause. So the operational system has been given like multiple problems, like being very decentralized, and the supply chain has completely broken, and multiple similar issues. So we should first identify that, and talk with our workers and get to know that the problem we are having, how would that affect our legacy, and if we have any leverage in the system that we could utilize to our advantages. And because without artistry there's no agility for us, and we should have that intent to go forward. So the first would be identifying the problems by keeping meetings with the artisans, and letting them know what is going in the ground, and also to get us knowledge that what can be done better. And after that, what we should do is we should create a roadmap, a proper roadmap, after we have gotten to know all the problems, because the problems that we have been given are very superficial, like on the top of each other. So first of all, we'll get to know what is going on ground, and then we will get to know how we can create a roadmap project for it. So the first suggestion from my side would be like creating hubs where artisans can get together, and no individual weaving can go on. They should We would create like a centralized hub, factory sort of system where people could come together, and we could have like quality oversight. We can check in real time that which is more productive and which is not, and we can also check the product quality consistency, and we won't have to let them do it like from their homes, like as it was given in the case. We can just check upon it at the same time. Then we can have like these programs where we programs, or let's say workshop of some sort, where we can teach them better ways of how they have been doing things and how they can improve. And we can like get in touch with schools, the design schools which are quite popular, like Pearl Academy and such, that they can help us to get us to know what's trending in the younger generations, and we can like create some sort of that equation with the young generation. And after that, the plan would be like artisan empowerment plan. So we can like directly to improve their productivity, and increase their part in in the system. We can give them directly, empower them by paying them the part of our profits. So we can have like a separate uh, account for them, where we can directly get them part of the profit. The salary would be given, but this would be like over and above. So there would be like
Yeah, 5 minutes
advance.
are up.
Okay, let me just clear it, the technology wala part. So as sir, Avinash sir suggested, IoT, we would be putting IoT, a cloud-based system, and also for demand, we would be, if possible, we would be creating an AI system. We have not been given like a proper financial structure of them, but if the money is available, we'll be creating an AI system, and for that, we that would be helping us in clearing out our inventory and such. So that would be the suggestions from my side.
I'm not sure. Wanna go ahead?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Not an issue.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Mayank. Okay. So to be honest, I found your presentation a little superficial. I think maybe because you did not have much time or something, you did not get enough time to prepare it or something. I don't know, but with respect to this your presentation, it was a bit superficial in the sense that you haven't really done enough work. So I am not sure what questions I can ask, but I think. Uh, I think you should put more thought to what is the problem and how you are going to present a kind of a concrete plan of the next 30, 60, 90 days and things like that. So,
Okay, sir, would look into that.
Yeah, Mayank, so you mentioned that you will be moving forward to centralized approach rather than a decentralized approach. So I'm not asking you a question, but considering this case study, I think a mixture of both, that is a hybrid situation, hybrid solutioning will do, because you can't centralize the weaving things in your office premises or something like that. So you have to decentralize that. So you can do a quality check, that you can do, you can randomly do the quality check, that can be done, but centralizing all the things will not work for this given case study, at least.
Yeah, so my second point, like the workshop wala point, that was basically for that only. Ki if the centralization is not possible, we can create like workshops for the weavers and let them know ki what's up in the market, and they can just do it from their homes and wherever they are comfortable doing the weaving.
So let's say you are going to do the workshop, so you might come up with a new technology, new machines. So are you going to purchase new machines also to improve the productivity in that case?
No, sir, because the thing that actually has Regal Threads going is the artisanal work that it supports. So people would know, like automatically feel करके पता लग जाता है that what is like a machine made product and what is a handmade product. So we won't want to, get under that.
Okay, yeah, thanks Mayank.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, participants. Now we'll have the CFOs of each team. We'll start with the team Firebird, and also because of the time constraint, we'll limit the questioning to 3 minutes now.
so I have created two teams, Aryabhatta and Aryabhatta 2, right? So this is the
Yes.
first Aryabhatta, which is the initial presentation.
Good morning, everyone. So I have a presentation prepared, so I'll present. So am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, good afternoon, everyone. As a Chief Financial Officer for Regal Threads, I'm here to address a financial recovery plan that builds a transparent, ethical, and sustainable future for our brand. First, overview of the situation. These are the problems we are currently dealing with. That is sale plunge, a 45% decline in our revenue. We are facing lawsuit risk and brand devaluation, that is basically reputation damage with a weakened customer loyalty and investor confidence. Then we have a liquidity crisis. Our cash flow is drying up, and which is rising legal real risk of bankruptcy. Then moving on to the solution. First, we have stabilizing liquidity and managing legal risk and restoring confidence. So we are facing a severe liquidity crunch, and our first step would be to preserve cash without damaging Regal Threads' core identity. First, we'll protect our financial survival and stop with the spending of non-core and like sell our non-core asset and freeze the non-core marketing expenditure. Then we'll negotiate with our current vendors in their pricing and their and at the same time we have to protect the salaries of our essential staff and maintain operational integrity. Then we'll also prepare a 90-day cash flow runaway report for board monitoring, which will avoid any bankruptcy and create a breathing room for recovery. Then we have some strategic choices like voluntary surveillance. Then we can get rid of paying cost, and we can get rid of extra employees. And then we have asset restructuring, which is like quick way of getting capital. And then short-term cost, which is basically we could get expenses quickly without like major structural changes in our working. Then we have allocation of funds. So I have put most of a fund in brand rebuilding, because at what our company is facing right now, we need to rebuild our brand, because after the turmoil, our company need like again regain the customer trust and launch new campaigns and get new purity certificate, for example like Silk Mark India, and overall like strengthen digital presence too. Then we have legal reserves. So our company is also under like facing very legal claims, and so we need to set aside money for like class action lawsuits and conduct internal compliance audits. Then I have operational stability. So build strong, ethical, transparent operations. We need also to upgrade our operations, for example, to ERP systems. And then I have kept few funds for as a liquidity buffer, because our company is at a very uncertain environment right now, and we need liquidity buffer to mm, survive like future shades. And then we have like some ethical capital raising. So there's ESG funds. ESG funds are linked debts, so where like pricing improves upon meeting environmental targets. So let's take an example. The loan rate is 7% of interest. If our company has artisans who are more than 80% artisans who are getting like more than minimum wage, so the loan rate will reduce to just 5%. Then we have government schemes. So some government schemes like NABARD and the RRR, which is a aid for traditional industry like ours, we could get like interest rate at 5 to 6% cheaper than other places. Then we have strategic partnerships. Strategic partnership, we could partner with a other clothing brands, and like which we could share our cost in marketing and distribution costs, and we could also get new customer bases, because they might already have their loyal customers, and we can gain those customers. Then we have impact investment and crowdfunding. So impact investment also, if we have like improving a social in a social working, and so we can get impact funding. And there are also some other small ways like pre-orders. We could give out pre-orders, and with those funds we could continue the production. Then we have risk control, financial transparency. So being transparent is very important to our company right now after all the scandal we are facing. So for that, as a CFO, I have decided to be like I have decided to hire a corporate with like legal terms to ensure that every public disclosure protect legal threats against additional liabilities. So I was also avoid the disclosure of the past numbers a lot, because that would create another liability for us. Then I'll publish quarterly recovery like progress reports. So the customers would know that our company is not what it used to be and it's progressing. Then some key performance indicators. We are not changing all the indicators that we used to have. We are
5 minutes are up.
So I'll just finish with the indicators. And so we are we are getting the revenue from certified pure silk, and we are also having the key performance indicator for number of artisans supported, which is also important for ESG funding. Then we have NPS, that is net promoter score from verified buyers. So other customers will see the score that the buyers have provided, and which will eventually build trust. Then we have percent of supplier contracts verified with complaints audits. And that's the few key performance indicators that we have launched. Thank you.
So yeah, thanks, Yovika. So I think you have covered all the base, at least from the case study side. So the question is, you mentioned about the liquidity crunch. So in the short term, you mentioned that we will focus on that. So could you please help me or educate me to understand what actions you are going to take on that? So help me with few of the financial terminology or jargons like current ratio, quick ratio. What is the meaning of that? And how you are going to, being a CFO, address that liquidity crunch in the short run.
So liquidity crunch. So first we'll avoid like unnecessary spending on like marketing and stuff, and then we could also like sell our like non-core assets, or we could give our like rent our property. We could like sell our properties and rent them back, and so that's like a few ways of getting like liquidity back, and like which would prevent from like us being bankrupt.
I think you have the options of selling out the stock also. That is the one from where you can get quick liquidity. And secondly, the cash conversion cycle, you have to focus on that also. So there must be some receivables that you need to focus on, and you can use those assets also. Okay. Yeah. And how you are going to get money from the investor, considering that whole the brand building is just started, and you need uh, certain liquidity also, liquid also, cash also. So how about this getting money from investor?
So, sir, now getting money from investor is very difficult because of the reputation our company is holding right now. But we have like some other ethical methods from raising funds right now, of like taking loans. For example, first, I believe that we would build a reputation again by being transparent and showing the numbers and everything. Then we could start getting investors again.
Okay, thanks. Over to you, Ashish.
Yeah, I think I like your presentation, Rubika, and I think although you have touched almost all the points, I would I don't know, like, with your CEO, what are the the actions that he is going to take, uh, how you are going to reconcile that, right? I mean, with the kind of budget allocation that you have done, has it? Are you able to hear me?
So not clearly.
Okay, is there a problem on my side? I don't know. Are others able to hear me? Abash, are you able
Yeah,
to hear me?
we can hear you.
So, Yuvika, all I was saying was that while I like the presentation, the only thing that I was looking to do is that whatever budget allocations that your CEO has wanted, have you done that? Have you talked to him?
For
So I
budget
thought
and
because I thought you were part of the same team, you could you were supposed to CEO, CHRO, and CFO are supposed to think in tandem to ensure that there is a. But anyway, I think the time is over, so I will not hold you any further.
Yeah.
Let's try.
So only one feedback, you mentioned that you will cut the marketing. Marketing is a waste of expense, something like that. So marketing is not a waste of expense all the time. So you need to cut the flashy part of that
well, I
marketing.
meant the non-core marketing. We'll still market by social media and everything, but the non-core, like the big flashy marketing, is what we won't do.
Okay, thanks.
If any team has any questions, may ask. Next, we have the team from Shaheed Bhagat Singh College.
Hello, am I
Yeah,
audible?
yeah.
Okay. Just 1 second. I'll screen share my presentation. And then
I want to present again. You are
So Pranav,
also
you were the CEO also.
Actually, all three of us sharing the same laptop, and I'm
Okay,
Akshat Kashyap. I'm the
okay,
CFO.
okay.
Okay.
Sharing is caring. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, so uh,
Yeah, you can start.
Regal Threads faces a multidimensional crisis requiring immediate liquidity, stabilization, ethical restructuring, and transparent communication. So, here's a strategic framework integrating financial rigor with ethical rehabilitation. So, first is the crisis response plan, which has been made specially keeping in mind a time period of 60 to 90 days. That is the short term. So we'll start with immediate liquidity management. We'll secure emergency funding, negotiate short-term credit lines using unencumbered assets such as inventory, real estate, and leverage India's handloom revival schemes offering 3% interest subvention on fresh loans. Then we'll prioritize government-backed liquidity programs to avoid high cost debt. We'll also do cost containment, in which we'll freeze non-essential spending, such as discretionary marketing, but preserve R&D for quality control systems. We'll then implement zero-based budgeting to just justify every expense. We'll then do asset restructuring, in which we'll sell non-core assets such as surplus machinery and explore sale leaseback agreements for warehouses. We'll then move forward to legal liability mitigation. will set aside 10% contingency reserves for settlements while negotiating structured payouts for class action lawsuits, and engage mediators to resolve employee disputes without admitting liability. We'll offer voluntary severance to reduce payroll costs, targeting non-production roles while retaining artisans critical to heritage craftsmanship. Now, coming on to recovery-focused budget allocation, I have categorized it into 4 parts. So, our first category would be brand rebuilding, in which I'll allocate it about 40% of our budget. The rationale behind it would be fund campaigns highlighting artisan stories, ethical sourcing certifications, and product traceability, which will be used by blockchain. Second category would be legal reserves. 25% 25% of the budget would be to cover potential settlements and compliance upgrades. For example, whistleblower protections. The third one would be operational overhaul, which again will take about 25% of our budget, which will invest in blockchain for supply chain transparency and AI-driven quality checks. Our fourth category would be contingency buffer, which would be around 10%. This buffer is for unanticipated costs, such as raw material inflation and all that. Now, coming on to the third point, we have ethical capital raising. ESG or impact funds, we'll pitch funds to prioritize textile sustainability, such as fashion for good partners, emphasizing Regal's revised governance and artisan partnerships. We'll then look forward to government schemes in which we'll access about 4,445 crore PM Mitra parks for subsidized infrastructure and Kasturi cotton branding support. And then we'll go on to do artisan crowdfunding, in which we'll launch a platform allowing customers to pre-order ethical revival collections with proceeds directly funding artisan cooperatives, and this in turn will build back our trust for artisans. And then we'll go for strategic partnerships, in which we'll collaborate with ethical fashion brands such as Patagonia's Fair Trade line for co-branded lines, sharing compliance costs. Coming on to the fourth point, it's transparency framework. Since we have been bashed quite a lot for our previous misconducts, we need to make our system much more transparent. So we'll first start off with disclosures. We'll publish a quarterly sustainability report that is aligned with GRI standards, detailing material composition, factory conditions, and legal expenditure. And we'll use third-party auditors for credibility. Now for communication strategies, we'll use pre-crisis messaging. They are draft templated responses for lawsuits and supply chain inquiries. We'll then come on to public accountability, issue a video apology from leadership acknowledging past lapses and outlining corrective actions such as silk purity guarantee, certification, etc. We'll then move on to stakeholder updates. Host bi-monthly webinars for investors featuring progress on ESG KPIs like reduced water usage or ethical supplier ratios. Now, on the fifth point, I have redesigned financial. I have redesigned. I would like to just finish the redesigned financial KPIs.
30 seconds, please. 30 seconds.
Okay. So again, in the financial KPIs, I have put it into 4 metrics. The first one is ethical sourcing. And in this, our target would be to acquire about 95 traceable suppliers by 2026. And it should be alignment should be compliant with ESG fund requirements. Second off is the customer retention rate, which our target would be 15% year-on-year increase via loyalty programs, which should align and rebuild brand equity post scandal. Now, third point would be legal cost or revenue, which would be less than about 5% of our revenue to mitigate litigation tasks. Now, the last point would be ESG investment return on investment. 12% internal rate of return from sustainable product lines. that would attract impact capital. Thank you.
Thanks, Pranav. Overall, nice PPT created, and you have covered all the bases. Could you please share your screen again, the same PPT?
Sure. Just a second.
So, what is the meaning of ESG?
ESG stands ESG stands for ethical sourcing, ethical and social or governance
Is it
funding.
ethical or it is environmental? I'm just asking. You can check. Okay. And the second question is, so you have mentioned that customer retention rate, it will be 15% year on year. So
Yes.
can we track customer retention rate in percentage?
Um,
So
uh,
mostly you are
we
working
could
in some sort of retail industry only. So there is a I think there is a rule that your customer lifetime value to your customer acquisition cost should be 3:1. Okay, and based on that you have to come up with the customer retention rate. There is an internal calculation that goes on. I'm not sure if it will come in the percentage. Okay, and you can track that in percentage. You can revisit that. It should be some sort of percentage of not your loyalty program, or not you. It can be not tracked by a loyalty program. It can be 15% of something. Okay,
okay.
you need to revisit that. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
overall nice presentation. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Not many questions I have. Is there any? I mean, I'm just looking for some innovative thinking here from all the participants here in terms of solving the issues. Okay, like as a CFO, could you look at, let's say, sourcing from, for example, China? Is there an option that could have been explored? Where,
Sorry, I
where
wasn't hear you. I wasn't able to hear you for the first time. Could you please repeat the question?
I'm saying I am looking for some innovative thinking. So one of the innovative thinking that probably you could have done, and I don't know, it's not really innovative, but it's something that could have come, is that if you could look at sourcing from China, for example, right? Could it reduce your costs? I mean, could it be considered?
Yes, but rising political tensions between the China and India, I would say that it's not. It wouldn't be a very optimal approach for the future, because again, our brand has faced backlash for not being very clear to the public regarding its usage of synthetic fibers. So we have to first gain trust from the public. And China, again, as we know, is China has very shady practices when it comes to supplying some raw materials.
Okay.
We often, whenever we see that a product is often made in China, we often assume that it's of lower quality.
Really?
It's sort of a mental assumption that has been created. It's a notion that has been forwarded to us. But whenever we see something that has been created in manufactured in India,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I think that's yeah. I just want to extract a bit of understanding about this thing. Yeah. Great. Okay.
okay.
If any other team has any questions, may ask. All right. So next we have the team from SSCBS.
Hello. Yeah, Shivam, now you're audible.
Hello, am I audible now? Really sorry for the inconvenience. I'm going to start in three, two, one. So, due to the really severe crisis in the company, the sales have fallen and the financial are at their almost low. So, the first thing we need to rebuild that. For that, we need capital. So, the short term goal of mine is going to be raise capital and reduce expenses as much as I can. So, the first we are going to do cost cutting. For that, we will see the non-core assets like and non-con expensive like traveling. Will stop the hiring process and negotiate a senior level deal which will in which we will cut the salary of the higher managers for the short term. And after that, the main capital allocation will come from the sales of unused assets like underused warehouses. And as we are going to cut the supply of fiber products and go with the silk one, as my CEO mentioned. So we'll sell the equipment of them. This will give us a major capital, and then we will give voluntary severance program to the employees of that sector. So this will reduce our salary cost. In long term, what we can do is negotiate our debts with the creditors. We will explain our legacy and the dire situation at the same time and ask them to restructure our debt. And one of the major costs which we are going to endure is the legal shield. Legal, multiple class action suits will be formed because of this incident. So we will try to do out of court settlement as soon as possible so that we don't have a major PR damage. And last but not the least, we are going to take our investors in confidence and make them believe in our new leadership. Now we come to the major budget point two, major budgetary allocation. So the firm has witnessed a very bad PR damage. So a lot of this is going to be in marketing and of course the legal expenses. But a large chunk is also going to set the artisan hub, as my CEO mentioned. So after and now we come to the third point, that is ethical capital raising. So for the first, we are a sustainable brand. Silk hand looming is a sustainable process. So the first thing we are going to do is improve our ESG reports and publish our ESG scorecard. And then we will go with the ESG investment bank like Avishkar Capital. And then in the sectors like hand grooming, government provide major subsidies. We will try to take advantage of it. And of course, as my CEO mentioned, we are going to do strategic partnership with the similar brands. This can provide the dire need of capital we need right now to sustain. And we need to, the fourth point, as mentioned in the case study, uh, transparency framework. So we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So the first step will be public acknowledgement of our mistake and provide compensation to who suffered the loss due to the fraud, and then uh, set up a platform for whistleblowers with financial incentive that so that internal reporting can be increased. And at last, we can publish quarterly ESG reports to give good signals to the market. And what are going to be our KPIs? The first thing will be we have to become financially profitable, again a positive cash flow in the next 2 years. And the most important for me will be that traceability of products, 100% inventory digitally traceable in the next 1 year. And to allocate capital, we need sustainability. So we will try to make our product more and more sustainability. Our recent aim is 80% of them should be sustainable in the next 2 years. And the backbone of our company, that is employees, their morale should be high. So employee satisfaction reports should be very good. Thank you. That's it, sir.
Avinash, you have questions?
Hello. Yeah. Thanks, Shivam. So, Shivam, you mentioned that you are going to decrease the cost of the senior leadership at this point of time. When I think most of the strategy, most of the fixation in your company is coming from them only. So, don't they feel discouraged to continue to work with your organization? Because you are, rather than encouraging them, you are discouraging them by cutting the salary at this point of time.
So rightly mentioned, sir. But what I have seen from the case study that it's a legacy brand. So there should be some kind of loyalty. And the thing is, sir, they need to understand that there should be a company to work on. If there will be no company, uh, they can't be worked. And it's not that we are only cutting the salary of the higher level employees. We are, terminating the lower level employees too. So in that situation, tough decisions should be made. It has to be made, and if you want to at least run.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
No questions from my side, Shivamati. Good presentation.
Thank you. I'm done, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If any other team has any questions, may I ask? Next, we have the team 2 from Aryabhatta College. All right, there's been some confusion, so we'll have CHRO first, and then we can have the advantage switch. So first team, we have the team from Aryabhatta College. Team 1.
You're on mute, Karan, if you're speaking.
Am I audible now? Greetings of the day to everyone present here, respected board members. This is Karan Chabra, and I will be representing Aryabhatta College as a CHRO member. So, both of you have gone through the case study, and here are my key pointers and the basic counter which can be done for the improvement and betterment of the company. And my immediate response for rigor threats are to be followed. We should have employees moral and trust reservation in this particular case. First, we should organize a company wide town hall where top leaders of the company should publicly acknowledge what they have done wrongdoing and apologize sincerely to the employees, especially the artisans committee, and commits to new ethical standards, followed by reinstate wronged employees, immediately revoke underperformance improvement plans, PIPs, that are the ones given to Mr. Rohan Verma. Launch an independent committee comprising of both internal and external respected, followed by respected board members of the company. My further points include emotional support and counseling, provide access to confidential mental health counseling services, and moral boosting initiative likes. We should have a campaign which will be involving artisans pride campaigning to celebrate and revalidate viewers contributions that have they have been doing since the company formations. And apart from all that, we should have a legal risk management system, and there should be an internal investigation, hire an legal HR consultancy to run a swift independent audit into past HR malpractices that has been happened in the company itself. Example should be whistleblower retaliation. This shows seriousness to regulation and reduces future liabilities. Apart from that, Employee Whistleblower Protection Act should be there, which should be implement immediate protection for any current employee coming forward with historical misconduct evidence, and as well as followed by, and there should be a policy which can be an anonymous whistleblower policy where employers of the company can uh, put the concerns they are having without being the fear of any circumstances that the company has previously gone through. And while developing a comprehensive communication strategy to both internal and external stakeholder, ensuring transparency and rebuilding trust in the brand's commitment to ethical practices and quality. And here is the potential analysis of the shortcoming of the existing corporate communication network that might have allowed the crisis to escalate. Comprehensive communication strategy would be weekly leadership bulletins, regular internal updates from the CEO and CHRO addressing ongoing performance reforms, investigations, and ethical commitments to prevent information vacuum and rumor spread. And there should be restoring cultural identity, since we know what kind of work Regal have doing from the formation of its many years, and there is a legacy. We should revive lost pride by reforming traditional handlooms wear through storytelling, heritage awards, and by documenting weavers' individual journey. Now, talking about external stakeholders, which are public, customers, and investors, transparency without self-damage, issue a formal public apology, admitting faults in leadership practices without naming individuals, and clearly communicating corrective actions taken. Third-party validation, partner with ethical trade certification bodies like Fair Trade or Silk Mart Trade India to audit and certify all products, then aggressively communicate this certification across platforms. Analyzation of corporate communication failure. Top-down informative culture. Past leadership discouraged bottom-up feedback, enabling misconduct to stay hidden. Root cause, fear-based communication culture, because there was a kind of a communication gap. No independent reporting channels, lack of anonymous reporting options, whistleblower system amplified distrust and support early signals. Talking about long-term strategic HR plan for ethical revamp. There should be reinforced code of ethics. Create a comprehensive code of ethics covering sourcing, production, labor practices, and management behavior, signed by every employee and vendor. Zero retaliation whistleblower policy. Introduce a secure third-party managed whistleblower portal that guarantees anonymity and promises non-retaliation policy. Apart from that, we can do a public development, which should be including ethics leadership training, mandatory quarterly training on ethics, sustainability, and respectful leadership for all managerial roles, assessment linked to promotional criteria, because ethics is the one thing that we have lost during this. And followed by artisans empowerment councils. Form artisans council with voting rights on major operational changes, giving weavers structure representation inside the company. This can be done while having a coordination with the CEO of the company. Mentorship for young artisans.
So I think, Karan, mostly we understand what you are trying to say, but just a feedback. So you are currently doing your bachelor's, so you must be planning to do your master's or work for some organization. The first feedback is don't read it from the copy. So most of the teams are doing here, but chori karna bhi art hai. Okay, so you need to ensure it's not a reading competition, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so I know you are very good at reading, you can do that, that's why you are doing some bachelor degree right now. Okay, so first feedback, don't take it in a negative way. Okay, I might sound blunt and aggressive
No,
there.
it's
Okay,
completely okay, sir.
but it was clearly coming out that you are just turning the pages, you are reading it out from. So at least if you have to do like this, create a PPT, mark the bullet points, and then go through that. Okay, this is just a feedback, it will help you in the future also. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so there is
Okay.
no point just listening to your reading skills. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Karan. Okay, so your points are fine. I think you have almost taken all the jargons and everything that you talked about. See, again, when you're talking about a case study and your business education and everything, it is not, So, for example, ethics. Ethics is not a switch that one can turn on and turn off. Ethics happens, not just ethical training and all that. Their whole company culture must have been in a way where things went bad, right? And when you come as a CHRO or you're a new recruitment, and in fact all the C-suite people have been changed, but people below you would still probably be the same, right? When the wrongdoings were happening, they would still be the same, So when you are coming in as a CHRO, you will know that, okay, these are, I mean, somebody who's been there in the industry, in the company for 10, 20, 50 years, they would know, what ethics are. I mean, they are not no children, right? So ethics training and all that is not. See. So what I'm trying to say is that when you are presenting all your solutions and everything, you have to think of those aspects also, right? I'm not saying that you probably did whatever you have studied in your classes or in the courses, and then you have repeated all that, written all that and all that. But yeah, so I would expect everybody to be a little innovative, understand what is the real business is all about, and then present things, right? Just don't copy and paste whatever is there in the course curriculum, right? Because that is just theory.
Yeah, and I think this applies to all the team. So we are here to just provide some constructive feedback. Don't take it and don't demoralize. It's
Yeah.
only so we can be here for 1 or 2 hours. We can't do much. I know from our experience we can, but it will require a lot of time. So in the 1 or 2 hours, what we can provide, what you can do better. So what you are doing good, you already know that. Okay. So yeah, and so there is a basic principles of solving the case study. Okay, so don't go through the case study only. So you need to understand. So in this case study there were not a lot of number crunching, but mostly case study is about solving the numbers, coming up with the strategy, what is the innovative solution that you are bringing on the table, and what are the industry standards. Okay, because whatever you will be reading, most of your professors in the college or the boardroom will already know what are the problem they are facing. So you can start with on him. So they are looking forward to the solutioning part of that, and not the solutioning, practical solution. Okay, that can be achievable. So this is a general feedback for all of you, not just for Karan. Yeah, and Karan, don't take it otherwise. Yeah.
If other teams have any questions, may I ask? Next, we have the team from SBSC.
Hi, am I audible? Just a second, I'm just sharing my screen. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, the esteemed judges and the fellow competitors. So today I'll be discussing what actually happened at Regal Threads that led to reputational crisis and breakdown in employee trust. A media expose has revealed that cost cutting and uh,
Pranav,
production practices.
just 1 second to the
Uh,
organizer. So, I think we are already running over time. So, can we just switch to the solutioning part because we already know by
um,
now whatever the issue it is. If it is good with Taniska or whoever the organizer is.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. So, just provide us the solutions, and because it will save your time also and ours also. Yeah.
oh yeah, okay, sure. So along with the problem, there were some risks that were associated, and those were the financial risk and the financial risk, reputational risk, legal and compliance risk, employee related risk, and so on. So, how do we actually manage the immediate fallout? That is basically by addressing the immediate HR fallout, like by acknowledging the issue, suspending practices that are questionable, initiate an independent review, support affected employees, and by addressing employee morale and regaining trust. Well, morale and trust are the factors that are the most important in any company's success, and that's why open communication channel is required, and recognition and appreciation, reinforcing ethical values, employee involvement, training and development that may help address the employee morale and regain their trust. And finally, rebuilding a resilient ethical culture is vital, like establishing a policy of whistleblowing, enforcing ethics audits, ensuring leadership accountability, and maintaining constant communication can prevent future crises. I personally believe that crises are not the end of any company's reputation. It is the beginning of a company's stronger future and resilient future. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that while crises like these are challenging, they also offer an opportunity. The opportunity to reshape the company culture around trust, ethics, and shared values. Thank you. Feel free to ask any questions.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I can just tell me. You one of okay. So you have given some solutions in addressing employee morale and regaining trust. Open communication channels, recognition and appreciation, reinforce skill. Uh, can you just give me a practical step that you're going to take? Let's say to reinforce ethical values or employee
To
morale.
enforce, like what? I couldn't hear you
Can you
properly.
give me a practical step, like actual step that you're going to take to, let's say, any of these steps, right? Like in reinforce ethical values, open communication. How does it work? Like, I mean, it's a you have just given a basic generic solution, but I want to see how you're going to do it in reality. You're in the
Okay,
company.
so yeah, okay, so like if I'm a CHRO officer, I would like my every employee to be very honest, like like the policy of whistleblower. It gives the like it encourages the employees to act against which is not right. Like if something is wrong in the company, or if someone is doing wrong in the company, then they may act against it. They may speak up to it, and that's how the ethical values and morale in the companies will be rebuilt.
No, I'm just trying to understand. Again, I don't know if you're listening to me or not earlier when Karan was. Is this ethics is not a switch, right? I mean, you can't just say that, okay, from today onwards, I'm a new CHRO, everybody will be ethical, right?
Yeah,
It can't happen like that.
yeah, sure.
What is so? One is that whistleblower thing that you've talked about. So so people, why will people not come out in open as a whistleblower? I'm just trying to understand what are the practical solutions that you will provide that, okay, people will start getting trust and they start blowing whistles, right?
I believe, firstly, we will follow it on our own, and will be the role model, like the CHRO officer, and how it can actually impact the company's positive image and make it a better company after the crisis. Like empowering the right people through it by being a role model.
So I think says okay. So mostly he's trying. So correct me if I'm wrong. So you are trying to understand from the perspective. Let's say currently what I understand from the case study or the situation is currently fear-based culture is being followed in this organization, and then we have to shift more toward the open culture. Okay. So I will take some example from my company. So in my current company, there is a culture of not telling anyone sir or madam. I'm not sure if it is a good culture or bad, but it's a culture. So if you see, Ashish is quite older to me in terms of everything, experience, everything. But still, I'm calling him Ashish. Okay, because currently we are in a professional setup. Okay, and this is a culture. If you see, I have never but if in person he meet me, I will start with the sir or ma'am or something like that, because it is one sort of culture from my home. Okay, so एक घर का culture हो गया, because of which I will tell sir or madam to Ashish. And if I am in a professional setup, I will start directly with the Ashish. So this is a very thin line. So whenever we are shifting toward any culture, we have to start enforcing that, and it will not start in a day or two. So I can recall जब मैंने भी ज्वाइन किया था, I used to call the leadership by sir and madam. Okay, so they used to retaliate that why you are calling sir or ma'am, have you not followed the culture and the vision we have? So that is some sort of a small example which I can relate now. I'm not sure whether you are talking on the same line, but yeah.
I was talking about it, okay, for example, open communication channels. In what
Yeah,
way you are going to open communication channels? In the sense that, okay,
town hall
town
work,
hall
and
meetings, for
yeah.
example, or there are, maybe I don't know if there is some way that people can anonymously raise complaints to begin with and see like whether they are getting acted upon and things like that. Okay, I think Karan had raised a hand, I think. Yes. maybe an answer.
I'm sorry for the bad network due to connecting suddenly.
Your voice is not very clear.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yes, Karan.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience occurred due to bad network. I need to left from the meeting.
Not an issue.
No
Yeah.
problem. No problem.
So one more question. So you mentioned about the training and development. So have you narrowed down on what sort of training and development you are going to provide to your employee? Pranav, you were, I think, answering the question.
Sir, like I would like to explain the policy of whistleblowing. Like उसमें हम पहले एक structure बनाएंगे. We will not be a role model. Like I know that it is a difficult task to do. Like being a real role model and then expecting everyone to just be honest about it. Nobody does. So
Yeah,
first
we
of all, we'll
understand
follow.
that handling whistleblower is not a simple task for any of the company.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree on that part. Let's talk about the training part. So, what sort of training you are, whether your company was providing the training in the past also, I'm trying to understand that perspective now.
Yeah, and sir, I mean, Ashish sir, regarding the
Right.
open communication channel, I think by organizing town hall meetings or meetings where
So I
everyone
think,
can be
yeah,
present
I think you
and
have,
raising concerns and yeah,
guys. Okay, got it. You may please answer Avnash's question. He's asking about training and development.
can you please repeat the question, sir? I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, Pranav, so I was asking what sort of training and development you are going to organize? Will it be a online and workshop? How? So, any plan on that line?
Um, sure, sir.
Just think it through when you are providing this sort of solutioning for the next time. Incorporate those, elaborate those. Okay, that was the feedback only. I'm not looking for the answer currently. Okay,
Sir,
and
I think we'll make a workshop for all these things like like leadership training, ethics and compliance training, and mental health and resilience training, as well as customer service and brand reputation training. Like training the staff that are in
Okay,
front
good. I
line
think
on
let's
how
let's
to
let's
handle.
move to the next one here. I think the time is very limited. We have to keep.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you, sir.
thanks, Pranav and team.
No
Yeah.
worries. Thank you, sir.
Any other team left now? I think.
Yes, sir. We have to.
Which one?
I think two teams are left now,
So,
SSBS.
yes, sir.
and then Aryabhatta two as well, I guess.
Yes, sir. In the
Aryabhatta.
team.
Yeah.
So should I present?
Yes, Priyan. So you can
Okay.
go on.
So my name is Pranshu Kumar, and I'm presenting here as the CHRO of the company. So what I think is first and foremost thing we need to do before implementing all the technologies and streamline our supply chain and all, we need to first acknowledge in front of the public, to our customer, to our retail market, that we made a mistake. So there should be the immediate acknowledgement made by the high officials of the company, like CEO, CHO, to win back the trust of the customer and the retail market. Because we know that a company has gone through a lot of losses due to this. Okay, so I think that it should be framed in such a way, like if the high officials were acknowledging in front of the public, it should be framed in such a way that they should not hide everything completely. Like if they would hide everything completely, then like everyone knows that there is a scandal in the company, and due to which reason everyone knows, and it will also decrease the morale of the internal employment of the company. And companies should not also taking a full blame of it, because it takes a lot of time to gain the trust of the employee. And subconsciously, if the employee would once lose the trust, it takes a lot of time to build that trust. Okay, so it should be framed in such a way, it should be in a balanced way, like our quality assurance system has failed and we are trying to fix this. Our internal check missed some error, or we can say like this, like we have taken the full responsibility of it, and we will take a strict action against it. So what happens in this way, the customer might think it as a mistake, not a betrayal. Okay, and if you say like we committed fraud, the customer may lost its trust to the company. So it should go in this way. It should be the first thing the company should do. And next thing is that companies should have the quick meetings with their higher employees, like the manager of each of the department, like manufacturing department, artisans department, and they should well communicate during this situation. And like the employees should openly speak to the high officials. So what we think is that there should be a system built in within the company, like the phone number or the app, where the employee can report all the wrongdoing directly to the high officials. And we will promise them that we are not going to punish them, and it will be anonymous, like no one knows that who we're reporting. Okay. And like the many other companies like Infosys, Wipro, big brand were doing this with the name of the whistleblower policies. So it should be implemented. And next, what I think is that
Priyanshu, you are in mute.
hello, hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
now
can hear
audible.
you.
Am I mute for how
No, no,
long?
no, no, no. You can start.
No,
You
no,
can
you.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to start from first.
No, no, no. Just after the hierarchy part you were talking about, that we can reach out to higher leadership or someone, then whistle blowing
Oh
big
yeah,
arm of
okay,
Infosys. Yeah.
okay. Thanks for making on the track. Okay. So what I think is next the company should do is company should hire some of the external audit, so that they could show the public that yeah, everything is going fine. Now it is not like the company has mixing the silk with the synthesis silk. So there should be the report released to the public so that they could gain the trust. It should be the first. These things would happen in the short term, but after in the long term the company can implement some of the like training policies to the employee, like training in terms of how to support their teams, how to support their ethics. So it should be like that, but in the later but not in the first time, in the long term. So yeah, so this is my whole point.
So, okay, one of the question that I can. Okay. So
Yeah.
first, the constructive feedback. So overall, good communication. You have streamlined the things. Also, what is the issue? So you start with the need of the good communication or proper communication. So that was well structured. So there are two questions. The first question. So considering all the damage that has been done, so will you not mind creating a new company rather than fixing this one? Because
uh,
if you see here, you are starting from the scratch only. So why you are not going that way?
See, I will not make a new company because it will take a lot of capitalization and lot of effort. And this company has been stabilized from the past, from 1995. So it has already gained a lot of brand value and the legacy. So I'm not going to
So
make a new
your
brand.
brand value is at stake right now. Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm not talking about creating a new company because you have all the asset, you have
yeah,
all the employee. You just branding the name. So let's say Zomato has
yeah.
rebranded it to Eternal. I think
It does.
Monster found it has rebranded it to Monster, considering the brand image. So think from that line. The second thing. So you have so no one team has talked about that firing the employee who was involved in the scandal. So have we not think from that
Yeah, yeah.
perspective?
What I think is that first we need to identify this. Like people don't know that which employee had made this, which employee had taken this decision to mix the synthesis silk. So first we need to identify. That's why I've said that we will build a system, the employee will directly report to the high official, and it will be anonymous, so that they will not have the
So there
fear
is
of report.
no current plan for the wrongdoings that has been happening in your organization.
What's it?
So wrongdoings that, so let's say I was involved in the scandal. So you are
Yeah.
not doing anything wrong to me. So does it empowers other to do the same thing? Don't you feel like that?
No, no. Basically, what I mean is that, if I would open a portal, the other employee will report me directly. So if I will say them that
It's
you will
about
not,
your future. I'm talking about the past currently to fix the things that has been done wrong in the past.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because
but
you are the new CHRO, so you have to think from that angle also. I'm not telling you to fire all those, but at least some sort of notice or something have to be done. Okay.
yeah, but the first thing, what I think is we should first know that who were the people involved in this. So first we should know that, then we will take a strict action. As I also said that we have said in a public that we will take a strict action, and we will also go through the audit after that.
Okay.
So we
And
will take.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. One of the thing that was missing, what need to be done with the Dr. Verma or Mr. Verma, something like that.
Yeah, that's it. So basically, Mrs. Verma is also one of the employee like this. So we make our employee comfortable to talk with us. It is not like they are not having connect to us, connect to the high officials. So for that, we will make them open to speak in front of the high official, so that they can communicate and we can figure out the solution for them. And it should not like we could directly punish to them. We should first understand that
So
what the
Mr.
thing to.
Verma was the whistleblower. So if you have to encourage this, so at least you have to first remove them from the PIP. I think performance improvement plan was provided to that person because he was
Yes.
the whistleblower. If you
Yeah.
read through the case study,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you have to go on the public forum and award or reward something like that, so that it will boost others also. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Overall, good. Thanks, Priyansu.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Ashish, you can.
Yeah, so I think I think all points are discussed. Just one thing I want to tell everybody is that when we are whatever we study in our education and our degrees during our degrees and all that, when we come to the real business scenario, a lot of things are not black and white. So it's take for example, I'll just take a case of Mr. Burma, right? So in the case study, it is written very clearly that okay, he is a whistleblower and he has been put on PIP because of that. But in reality, so while it is written, when in reality, as a CHRO, I should be sure that this is the case and not something else, right?
Yeah.
I have to be sure that okay, he has been put on PIP only because he was the whistleblower, and then there was a vendetta that the previous executives were taking on him, right? So just we can remove the PIP on him, but also still have to have certain investigation to ensure that okay, what are the causes, right? Why he was put on PIP, right? So I'm just giving it as an example and saying that when we are doing something, we have to always make sure that there is a practical viability of that, and in the real world, that will be the acid test. It is not that whatever we have learned, definitely it will not. You can do from any kind of MBA or anything, but at the end of the day, when you go to the market and the business, these are the issues that you have to face. Okay, fine. So I think that's done. Are there any more people?
I have a question for Priyanshu.
Yes.
Priyanshu, as you mentioned, I want to correct one thing. First of all, the company was founded in 1965, not in 1995.
Oh, sorry for that.
Yeah, no issues. And second thing was, the company founded doing unethical practices of converting synthetic, you can say synthetic fibers or synthetic silk and naming as a pure silk. And
Yeah.
it was the media who completely exposed the company, and then the company faced consequences. And उसी के बाद company का ये stage हुआ. So you had mentioned in your solution that we should not go and publicly speak that we have committed some kind of fraud. We should not say this to media. And don't you think we should instead apologizing and say whatever the wrong things happen and have a new start to create a publicly better image, because we were completely exposed in that scenario, and hiding it and not making it public in a positive way would highlight or negatively impact the company image. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to say something in this. So basically, what I mean is that I don't want the complete hiding from this, as everyone knows that what the companies did. So I don't want to hide this. I just want to frame it in a good way, because psychologically, if the person would hear, if suppose any of the company, if the person would hear that this company has betrayed from me, so do you think that the person will go and buy it again? It will take a long time to build the trust. So I just want that the company should frame it in such a way that it should not directly taking a blame to itself, its brand name. It just taking a fragment it in a different segment. Like I've said, that technical error might be have the issue with checking of the raw material. So I'm just want to say like this, not in a way like company is hiding something. Yeah.
Next up, we have Mannat from Team Aryabhatta.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be acting as a CHRO of legal threats. Firstly, addressing the immediate HR fallout from this silk scandal, our priority is to rebuild the trust among our employees. I propose organizing open forums where employees can voice concerns directly to the leaders without fear. We plan to issue a transparent internal statement acknowledging past mistakes and reassuring employees that ethical practices will guide us moving forward. Special attention will be given to the employees like Mr. Rohan Verma, ensuring fair treatment and immediate review of any unfair performance actions. Secondly, regarding the comprehensive communication strategy, we'll create a dedicated TRICE communication team. Internally, we'll implement anonymous feedback channels and conduct regular ethics trainings. Externally, we publicly reaffirm our commitment to quality and heritage through honestly messaging around all the platforms. We will also acknowledge the gap in our corporate communication network. Third, for the strategic HR plan to prevent future crises, we'll introduce an ethical and comprehensive committee responsible for maintaining accountability. Our appraisal and reward systems will be linked to the ethical behavior, not just to the performance targets. This will ensure every employee, from the weavers to the executives, uphold the values of legal threats. Also, build upon. In conclusion, by focusing on transparency, accountability, and employee empowerment, we can strengthen our organization and lead legal threats into a future that honors its true rights. Thank you.
So, Mannat, who has filed a lawsuit on you? Hello.
Currently, there is no filing of a lawsuit against us.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think there was a line ongoing class action lawsuit has been filed by customer. You can see. I'm not sure. But yeah. Okay. Secondly, what you are doing to boost the employee who are already devastated by the brand image. Okay, so they are your existing employee, but somehow they are not feeling motivated enough to work with you. So how you will tackle that scenario?
I would sit down and listen to all the problems they are facing, everything that they are going through, the issues they are seeing in our company, that the lack of trust that within them. I'll brutally be honest with them and publicly
Which sort of
disclose everything.
medium you are going to use? So it's not practically possible to sit with each of them and listen to them. So any what are the proper setup logistics you are doing to handle that scenario?
I would rather plan, like we can choose and pick people. Like from a group of 10, we can pick up 5 people and hear their problems. It's like we grouping the
So
people and
we
listening
name
the
it
problems.
like focus group discussion. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure about the other questions. Maybe Ashish, you can ask.
No, I'm done. I think I
Yeah.
am. Okay. So I think that's a decent presentation.
Yeah. Thanks, Mannat, and thanks, Tim. Anybody else who is left?
So the CFO from Team Aryabhatta was
Aryabhatta.
not able to present. So if you would allow him to present, if he can do so right now.
Yeah, just
Yeah, let's.
provide them 2 minutes and try to close that. Is it fine?
So he's prepared right now. He can present.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead. I think it should be
Good
a little
afternoon,
unfair to
judges.
give him 2 minutes only. So let's make it 5
I am
minutes.
CFO from Team Aryabhatta. I will present my case on legal threats. Legal threats face a dual crisis, financial distress and profound reputational damage post Silk Stitch scandal. Immediate interventions are required to preserve liquidity and manage legal exposures, while a bold, value-driven transformation is essential for long-term revival. In our response for the liquidity management, we present a rapid cash reservation from freeze discretionary spending, negotiate rent deferments and vendor payment extensions, and liquidate non-core assets within 45 days. For short-term bridge financing, we are trying to secure a working capital lines from banks using high-value inventories and receivables as a collateral. For legal risk containment, we aim to set up an internal legal task force to coordinate with external counsel. We prioritize settlement negotiations for class action lawsuits to avoid prolonged litigations and PR fallout. For investor relations and stabilization, we propose to conduct a closed-door roadshow for key investors, showcasing a new leadership's governance first strategy. Now, for ethical capital raising strategy, we propose to apply for grants under India's Handloom and Handicrafts Revival Mission. For strategic partnerships, we collaborate with luxury ethical brands such as Fab India for capsule collections co-branded as authentic regal silk. We aim to redesign financial KPIs from our old KPIs such as from revenue growth percentage to revenue growth plus artisan livelihood index. For gross margins, we propose a new KPI such as gross margins with verified ethical certifications. For EBITDA margins, we propose ethical EBITDA post compliance and artisan premiums. We propose a new goals that is for a profit that preserves purpose. For conclusion, the crisis, while devastating, offers a unique opportunity to lead India's textile renaissance and a bold ethical business model through a disciplined cash management, stakeholder transparency, and artisan empowerment, and a digital first mindset. Regal Threads can build a not just a revenue but a reverence. Thank you, sir. That was from my side.
So, uh, Devansh,
yes, sir.
I wish you would have showed your camera, but I don't know whether. So you are reading again from something. That's what
So
we can make
actually,
out.
there was some confusion. I prepared another case study. I was given a wrong case study as well.
Yeah, and that also it seems a lot of jargons are coming, which somehow gives us feeling that at least gives me a feeling, and I'm not sure about Avinash that probably you took liberal help from ChatGPT, and a lot of us are taking. I'm not denying.
It's
Not you're
yeah.
not the only person, but
So it's not bad to take the help from ChatGPT, but at least some sort of flavor is coming from your mind. Okay. Otherwise, there is no point reading through the ChatGPT or reading through something that is written in the copy or something like that. Okay. So because technology is there to help you, you have to take help from those. We are also taking some sort of help from ChatGPT, Claude, anything, but at the same time, you have to think from your perspective also that because ChatGPT or other GenAI stuff will not answer all the things. Okay, otherwise every company would have purchased the ChatGPT license and removed all the employee. But this is not the case. Still in this industry, consultants are paid better than anybody else. Okay, because they enrich with their own experience, their own thinking capability. Okay, so that's where I was trying to pitch in. Okay, so there is no harm in taking help from any of the tools that is available in the market. If you are not taking, you will fall back. Okay, but at the same,
use your own thinking. First
yeah,
of
use your own thinking
use your
also.
own thinking. It looked like to me, and I'm sure Avinash also would agree that to us it looked like that it is something that you have just downloaded from some place and added a few jargons and maybe more and there.
So during our time, if we have to create the solution for one case study, we were distributed into multiple teams, and trust me, it takes around 7 to 8 hours continuously working on that case study to come up with the proper solution. Because that time ChatGPT was not there, so that was a blessing in disguise for us at least. Otherwise, we have also done the same.
Sir, I realized my mistake, but actually I only
Yeah,
had an
this
hour to
feedback
prepare for the case
this
study.
feedback was not for you. No, don't take it otherwise. This was not for you. We understand your situation that you were misunderstood with the different case study. I completely I'm aligned there. Okay, this is not for you. This is general feedback, and not for this audience only. This is currently for all the bachelor passing out from different college because they are just doing these stuffs right now.
See, at the end of the day, yeah, learning, matlab,
Yeah,
all that is there, all the technical tools. We are all taking huge help from ChatGPT.
yeah.
But learning is very unless you learn yourself. ChatGPT is nothing but going to
Tool to
make your
assist
life
you.
miserable. So that's it. Okay, that's it. I think
So
done. We are done.
overall, I was impressed with the because, frankly speaking, when I was of your age, I was not aware of what a case study is. Okay, I just came to know about the case study like I think 5 to 6 years down the line when I have done my MBA. So at least you are doing some sort of case study at this point of time. So it's very good. And again. you have to think from your angle. You have to look through the market research paper that is available over the internet, understand the industry for which that particular problem you are solving, uh, check about the trends that is happening in those industry. Okay, so I will tell you one example. So there was a Coca-Cola case study, okay, in my classes. So NetPay, that person has searched that Coca-Cola is doing that, this or that. So there was a case study in the brand management. Okay, so उस बच्चे ने क्या किया कि उसने बोल दिया कि कोका कोला में हम डिजिटल मार्केटिंग चलाएंगे, हम ये चलाएंगे, हम वो चलाएंगे, and that case study was from 1970. Okay, so the faculty directly asked कि 1970 में डिजिटल मार्केटिंग था भी या नहीं. So you have to understand whenever you are providing the solution, you have to think from that timeline also. Okay, it was just a simple example, but ये पकड़ लेते हैं लोग consultants को. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, overall very good.
So what next?
So I'd like to mention two things. That firstly, it was a mistake on the side of the associates. We mailed him the wrong case study. So and request you to not put him in a disadvantaged position because of that. And also, a meeting link has been shared in the judges group. So if you guys want to discuss about the winners and the prizes, so you can do so in that meeting.
Yeah, I think Avinash, I'm going to join that then. Okay, so do we have to, after that, do we have to come back here, or we'll just send you?
Yes, sir. To announce the results, you can come back.
Okay.
Okay, just give us 5 to 10 minutes in that case.
All right.
So yeah, Tanishka, you can continue. We have our judges back.
So I think before we move forward with the result round and all, so firstly, so I want to congratulate all of you. Okay, uh, don't take otherwise the constructive feedback or whatever we were providing. It were just to assist you to build better products better time next time. Okay, so that was the intention behind that. And secondly, this case study, like we have been seeing, like regal traits. So it is not like that you will solve these case study just by the technical knowledge. So it will take your analytical skills, empathy, strategic vision. So everything will come aligned. Then only you can be able to create some proper strategy and solutioning for these type of case study, because this case study is not coming with a lot of numbers to do the number crunching and all. So yeah, this requires some different framework, I would say. Okay, so overall very good. I thoroughly enjoyed your presentations and your whatever you were doing that. Yeah, overall congratulations to each one of you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, guys. I think keep it up, and as we were just discussing between me and Avinash, that at your age you guys are really doing well, and I just my side all the best to you for your future, for your career, and keep learning, guys. So business is a lot about your intuition as well as your. So knowledge is one thing, but you will also have to learn people's behavior. For example, how people behave. A lot of times we learn something when we go into the actual business. We realize that things are not exactly working the way, because everybody has their own agency, right? Everybody has their own behavior, right? So all those things we have to, when we are doing case studies, also think about this. I'm sure you guys are future business leaders, so do well.
Yeah, one more feedback before we sorry, I'm taking a lot of your time, but so whenever we are solutioning anything like this case study, so two things we have to take care of. So most of the things you have covered up. So first is the user personas. Okay, so you need to understand your stakeholder, both internal and external, what sort of personas they carries. Okay, so and you have to create a proper, so basically they're just saying that one solution will not fit for all. Okay, so you have to keep in mind the different type of user personas we have. And second thing is the priority. So whenever we are working in a real life scenario, you need to prioritize the things that need more attention, and also the value and the effect that it is coming with. Okay, so that was the key point here. Thanks again.
Okay, so I guess Rishabh, Tanishka, please go ahead. Do you want us to announce the result, or you will announce the result?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll now proceed to the results only, and we'd love for you to declare.
Avinash, do the honors, please.
सर आप कर दो मैंने ऑलरेडी बहुत बोल दिया
Okay. So, guys, just 1 second. तो कहाँ गया वो लोग? God, I have closed. Sorry, there is no more suspense here. Okay, first of all of you guys did well, definitely, and the winner, so the team which has won this thing is. So, first of all, do we have to talk about individual winners as well? Like,
I think individual will also
Yes, sir. It's the best CFO, best CEO, and the best CHR.
Right. That is the first thing, and then overall team, right? Okay. So, see, one thing that we like is that, of course, the content-wise, almost everybody was equal. थोड़ा बहुत कुछ innovation था, कुछ बहुत नहीं हमें देखने को मिला, but yes, overall, we were all almost equal. But so we basically then got swayed by somebody who has done a little 1 mark above, 1 mark below, and all that. So it's not very huge difference between the all of your present. Of course, the second Aryabhatta team, of course, my sympathies is with them because they got, it seems, the wrong case study, and so kind of we have kind of excluded them from this thing because they unfortunately could not prepare. And then, guys, do it well next time. You guys did otherwise well, but yeah. So that is the thing. And presentation-wise, some people did actually very well. I mean, even though the content and innovation and other things were almost similar, some people did very well in the presentation-wise. Okay, so let's talk about the operations. So Shaheed Bhagat Singh team did actually the best there. So they are the winners there, right? And on the other hand, finance, the Aryabhatta team did well. And for human resources, I think Shaheed Sukhdev team is the winner. So actually, it is sort of a coincidence. It's not that we were trying to balance everybody out, but it is a coincidence that in different, I think 3 different teams came out to be winner, right? So huge round of applause for all the people who have done well. Now is the time that, okay, overall, which team has finally done well is basically Shaheed Sukhdev team is the winner overall. Yeah. So congratulations, guys. All the best for your future. And I think you have done really, really well, and keep doing better. Okay.
And thanks a lot for all the organizer also. So they are the one who are doing this. So I know it's a tough task to arrange these sort of meetings and boardroom or others, whatever the things, we are workshop and anything. Okay, so it's a tough task to arrange this. So kudos to you.
Good one.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Heartiest congratulations to the winners and a massive thank you to all the participants for making this event a success. Let me reiterate a heartfelt thanks to our distinguished judges, Mr. Avinash Mishra and Ashish Srivastava, for gracing us with their presence and contributing their expert perspectives today. We hope this experience was valuable and we eagerly look forward to welcoming you back for the next edition of High Table. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye-bye. Take care, guys.